Welcome to Dr. P.C. Verma Economist YouTube class. We are in 2025. This is first lecture in 2025 in January 4th January. I had been touring four states of South India. Telangana state, capital Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh state, Tamil Nadu states, and Kerala states. In Kerala, the backwater playing on boats, very interesting. And the poor island, we were poor island, I was staying. So these are the good events in the last period of December. And through the religious point of view, in my case, of Mallikarjun Jyotirlinga in Sri Salam, we worship there, and Rameswaram Jyotirlinga in Rameswaram, we worship there. These are the two most important part of our travel. But what I found that at present I am of 73 years of age. All these areas I had covered at the age of 50, and there is a vast change in the development of airports, developments of expressways, 4 lane, 6 lane, development of different type of super roads, Telangana state, Andhra Pradesh state, Tamil Nadu state. There is a lot of development in hotel industry. 50 years back, if I recall, few hotels. Quality was also very, very normal, not so high. But nowadays, high quality and rising 9 stories, 10 stories buildings of hotels, you will feel that you are in a developed country. At least what I felt in the airport, new airport of Hyderabad, Telangana. When I visited 50 years back, there was an old airport in Sikandrabad, very small. And after 50 years of what I see, that nearly 5 kilometers you have to walk inside the airport of Hyderabad, new airport. And 50 years back, I have seen different hoardings that Hyderabad, New York, UK, and again Hyderabad, such type of around the trip was shown, equating Hyderabad to the developed New York. Nowadays, really, at present, there is a vast change, and that is growth with development. In comparison to Telangana, what I found, Andhra Pradesh development is a bit lower than the Telangana. In Tamil Nadu also I have seen that fast development, but some rural areas are also undeveloped. And in Kerala, land of God, God has given natural beauty, and so large crowd of tourists in Kerala you saw. I am from Bihar. I also want that in our states there should be large crowd of tourists. So this topic, monetary economics or Indian economy, problem of Indian economy, will be tackled by monetary policy and fiscal policy. We all know that Adam Smith is a father of economics. He has written a book we all call Wealth of Nation. What is the full form? An inquiry into the nature and causes of the wealth of nations. Published in 1776. Dominated till 1890. In 1890, there was publication of Principles of Economics by Alfred Marshall. You will surprised to read Principles of Economics. In Principles of Economics, first chapter, first page, first paragraph is definition of economics. Economics is the science of well-being of the people. Adam Smith had focused on wealth of nation. In his whole book, you will read wealth of nations. But in Marshall's book, Principles of Economics, first page, first paragraph, second paragraph, all these are devoted in poverty. Poverty of the people. How could we change? And so Marshall economics become welfare economics. He was very much painful about the poor people, their life. Alfred Marshall visited so many areas where poor people lived. They met them. Marshall shows in the eyes of poor people. He was very painful. So Marshall shifted from Adam Smith wealth of nation to the realistic approach, poverty of the nations. And the cause of poverty, how poverty destructs poor people, their energy, their life. How economics can solve the problem of poverty. This was focus of Alfred Marshall in his book, first page, first paragraph, second paragraph. In many of the interview for higher grade examinations, question asked, if you are from economics stream, have you read Alfred Marshall? In the first paragraph of the book, have you read? You will say, no, sir, I have read Ahuja. Who is Ahuja? He was lecturer in Delhi University and collection of different original book we will find in his book, very high volume. When I was a student, at that time Ahuja had published a microeconomics, a very small 100 page, 20, but it has increased such a huge book. But that will not be sufficient, because in interview you will be asked by the teacher, the expert of economics, if you are economics side, that which book you have read, original book. You must say, I have read Marshall's book and purchase Marshall's book and read it, first paragraph, first page. Adam Smith is father of economics. He was not from Cambridge University and Oxford University. Adam Smith was from Scotland, Scottish. This Cambridge University developed by Marshall. When Marshall came as a professor of Cambridge University, then ACPU came as a professor of Cambridge University, then John Maynard Keynes came professor of microeconomics. Marshall was economist, microeconomics was his subject. ACPU, welfare economics. But Marshall book, first page, Marshall's book, led to deviation from Adam Smith book. Adam Smith book was concerned to increase wealth of nations, and particularly British Empire. And his book is an inquiry into the nature and causes of wealth of nations, published in 1776. In 1980, Marshall published book, and name is Principle of Economics. He had not quoted welfare economics, principles of economics. Therefore, at that time, all over the country, different countries of the world, Marshall Principles of Economics was read. That was in textbook. And very convincing argument is placed by Alfred Marshall in his book. Just quote him. How can you recognize between short run and long run? Marshall says. How can you recognize that this is short run, this is a long run? Marshall says, this is through behavior of demand and supply. If supply is constant and demand is variable, then it is short run. What is long run? When supply is adjusted to the increase in demand. We all know laws of returns. First, increasing returns, constant return, diminishing return. In the long run, it will be called as a scale. Increasing returns to a scale, constant returns to a scale, diminishing returns to a scale. This is called long run. Very interesting line which Marshall has written in his book. There is a sharp line of distinction between civilized and uncivilized. You can recognize who is civilized and who is uncivilized by his behavior. When you speak few words, opposite side will understand 100% that what is your quality. Even if you are talking with the foreigners, your English is Indian economy English, British English, slangs, pronunciations is not up to the mark. What they say, there are many words they use in their own way. You have to catch it up what he is saying. In foreign countries, I had also problem. In Germany, I'm learning German. Dar, das, die. As a student, that's if I go, at least I will know what he's saying. Same problem in India also. Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam. I visited South India. 4 states at a time, taking more than 2 weeks. Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu. You cannot understand what he's saying. But business is going on. Everyone is traveling, and we can at least in even signboard is in Malayalam. somewhere there is some English, but there is 99% in Malayalam or Telugu or Kannada. It is as good I found in Germany. They are talking German. In Poland also they're talking in Polish. In Netherlands, they state the International Court of Justice there. But they are speaking in other language. What I feel at that time, that in North India also there should be option of reading Sanskrit, Malayalam, Telugu, any two. This will lead to integration of North and South India. If you talk in their language, they feel good. Otherwise, whatever you say, they no, not understanding. English, most of them, people, educated person of South know it. But Hindi is, rural areas also, there is no use of Hindi. So, Marshall is considered to be welfare economist. His book is Principles of Economics. But the first page of the first Principles of Economics is written on poor people, poverty, its effect upon the whole nation, poor people. And then came A.C. Pigou. Marshall retired in 1924, and A.C. Pigou became the chairman, head of department of Cambridge University. A.C. Pigou is also very brilliant professor. He has written many books, in which his book is Principles of Welfare Economics. And therefore, nowadays, many American economists quoted A.C. Pigou in case of welfare system. A.C. Pigou is recognized as great economist. His work on unemployment, his work on welfare economics, his work on diversion between marginal public and private sector, public sector and private sector. So, A.C. Pigou was great economist. Then came the John Maynard Keynes. John Maynard Keynes had a degree in mathematics. At that time, he had not completed economics. But Alfred Marshall appointed John Maynard Keynes. Cambridge University says that no salary will be paid to the John Maynard Keynes because he had no economics. As my teacher says that what Marshall said to the university, Marshall writes to the university that you deduct my salary and pay John Maynard Keynes' salary till he completed in economics. Marshall saw that John Maynard Keynes is a brilliant thinker. And he's thinking about macroeconomics. Marshall was microeconomist. He visited for a study purpose USA and studied there for four months. And then he came back. in UK, Cambridge. In a classroom, he declared that USA will be the leader of all communist or all capitalist economy by faster development. He will be USA will be number one in future. That means he accepted decline of UK in economic sense because UK was with the empire of the world. There is continuously decline. When Marshall visited USA for a study purpose, and after 4 months he come back and he declared that USA will be number one because of development in different aspects, different sectors, industrial sectors, foreign trade sectors, agriculture sector. We all know that in India, subsidy is given to the farmer. Very basic question. In UPSC also interview, this is asked that in India, subsidy is given to the farmer. Why? You will say to produce more and more grains, vegetables, milk. All these are in agriculture sector. Agriculture and allied sectors. So Indian government gives a subsidy to increase production of food grains. But in USA, subsidy is given to the farmer not to produce this year. Keep your land barren. No use for production. Why? Because we do not require food grains more and more. Maximum food grain will be available in the USA, and therefore these lands will not be cultivated this year. And farmer will say that I will be lost, we will be in loss. No, you will not be lost. You will be paid dollar in lieu of not producing food grains. This has double meaning. If you increase more production, price of food grain will fall. Number one. If you increase production of food grain, there will be problem of its storage. So, better that some farmers refrain from farming, keep their land barren, uncultivated for this year. And you will be paid for that. So subsidy in India is given to increase production. But subsidy in USA is paid not to increase production. And therefore, the developed countries approach is different from underdeveloped or developing economy. If in India, large and scientific storage facilities of food grains could have been developed, then their food grain will be stocked for 3 years without any disturbance. The problem in Indian economy is chain of food grains, hoarding, house. Is not available. Wastage of the food grains. Again, every year you have to produce. So Alfred Marshall considered the case of John Maynard Keynes and he became lecturer there. And when his book, The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money, was published, he is considered to be father of macroeconomics. Marshall is a father of microeconomics. James Keynes is a father of macroeconomics. Adam Smith is father of economics. John Maynard Keynes was invited by President Roosevelt, USA, to solve the problem of Great Depression, and he was successful. Marshall was one of the economists invited by President Roosevelt in USA, in New Hampshire, where there is a place, Bretton Woods Conference. Bretton Woods Monetary and Financial Conference, in which John Maynard Keynes worked hard and IMF and IBRD were established to help those nations which were highly distracted by Second World War. IBRD distributed loans, long-term loans to the affected countries in the war, Second World War. IMF decided to provide dollar only to correction of balance of payment. The mind of John Maynard Keynes prevailed there. Other economists was also there. And John Maynard Keynes became father of macroeconomics. So our case, Indian economy, is also growing at a faster rate. And the first thing is taming Indian economy without stifling growth. Recent volatility in retail inflation, mainly attributable to supply side shocks in food and energy sectors, has complicated monetary policy decisions. Core inflation remained elevated, indicating persistent demand-side pressures. The governor of RBI faces the challenge of balancing inflation control. So what we see here, that at present retail inflation and core inflation. Core inflation is also elevated and retail inflation is very, very volatile. Volatility in retail inflation along with core inflation remains elevated. So, monetary policy faces the challenge of balancing inflation control through interest rate adjustment. Balancing inflation control through interest rate adjustment. Adjustment. While avoiding undue dampening aggregate demand and investment investment sentiment. Eventually, Monetary policy must adopt a more accommodative, more accommodative stance support growth with inflation driven driven mainly by the supply side stocks that traditional interest rate tools cannot cannot address aggressive tightening, risk overburdening households and business. Thus, what we see that balancing inflation control through interest rate adjustment while avoiding undue dampening of aggregate demand and investment sentiment. Eventually, monetary policy must adopt a more accommodative stance to support growth, with inflation driven mainly by the supply side stocks that traditional interest rate tools cannot address. Aggressive tightening, risk overburdening household and businesses, dampening consumption and investment. Instead, RBI can focus on measures that balance price stability with growth, such as maintaining adequate liquidity, ensuring a smooth credit flow to critical sectors, and using forward guidance to anchor market expectations. thus overburdening households and businesses, dampening consumption and investment. Instead, the RBI can focus on measures that balance price stability with growth, such as maintaining adequate liquidity, ensuring a smooth credit flow to critical sectors, and using forward guidance to anchor market expectations. This diagram is taken from the J.R. Hicks approach of ISLA model, macroeconomics model. J.R. Hicks, winner of Nobel Prize in Economics in 1972. This is a macro model that liquidity can be increased through monetary policy by lowering the interest rate, and fiscal policy, that is government expenditure, affecting shift in investment equal to saving curve, IS curve. At last, my good wishes that this year you must get job through UPSC for IAS, IPS, and allied services, All India Economic Services. Most of the students of economics preferring that. IES in Delhi, large number of students from Bihar and UP, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, and Rajasthan. I had opportunity to meet all those students in Delhi. My economics academy in Delhi, Mukherjee Nagar, Ansel building beside the Batra Cinema commercial complex, first floor. For Hindi medium and for English medium in Rajendra Nagar, just beside the Raj coaching and Khan sir, English, Khan sir not of Bihar, Khan sir of Delhi University, Khan sir coaching, and thereafter third building, Dr. P.C. Verma, economist, myself. This was my ambition, to have a coaching in Delhi. And during COVID period, it was difficult to survive there because of the several types of problem issues. So I shifted to this online coaching, and it is going on well. Several students competed, but there is no publicity like in Delhi. You see the holding, 10 students name, Wajirao. Same student name, other institute in different area. This is their opportunity and this is their commercial wage. My teaching is personal. Whatever I teach students, they are in YouTube class. That is published in my Dr. P.C. Verma Economist YouTube channel. Subscribe my YouTube channel, Dr. P.C. Verma Economist. You will get 3,000 classes in Hindi medium, in English medium. If you do not get any topic, you can write in comment that, sir, this topic should be teach again. That I will do. I am 73 years completed this year, and my whole focus on reading, writing, and teaching students. My other friends are ministers, MLAs, MP from Patna University, every time member of parliament. Their ambition is political. Teacher cannot be double-sided. My own experience that teaching students is servicing to the God through the students. Although we are living in a market economy, and there is a give and take in monetary sense. Every teacher wants that. My approach is that those who are being taught by me, they are successful, and the material will go to my YouTube channel where large number of students lacking financial capacity will be benefited by free materials, full material, not shortcut. I have seen some of the videos from Rajasthan, from Madhya Pradesh, from UP, that one chapter, one page giving, and then say that PDF is available. What is this? You have taught, then PDF came into existence. That should be free service to the students, those who are large number of students. In Bihar, large number of students are competing. They are benefited by free available lectures in Hindi and English. And subscription, subscribe it, like it, comment it. These are the parrot type speaking by the teacher. I am not concerned for that. Whether you subscribe or not, you read it. If you are benefited, you show your happiness. If you are not benefited, show your anger. If you have getting something less, you ask for more. This is mutual consent between teacher and a student. Teacher is a future of the country, and a student is the medium. Teacher cannot go everywhere, but the students created in classroom, becoming IAS officers, IES officers. A photograph of deputy collectors in Bihar is sent to me by a student, in which several hundred deputy collectors are having a conference. And a student is writing me, sir, more than 50% are standing here, you're a student. Of course, I've been teaching for the last 50 years. And not the parrot way, rather in a critical way, improving myself, reading more books, and extending to the students. This is give and take, but here my is contention is only I give you, not taking, because this is free channel, Dr. P.C. Verma, economist. A student subscribe and get the material, read the material. If the problem they ask me, I clear their questions. These are the personal satisfaction being a teacher. I know the poverty. Therefore, I read Marshall book, and I have written in my YouTube channel. Marshall looked in the eyes of poor people. At last, a Happy New Year. I wish you attain your objective of life by your hard labor. Control yourself in extra activities. Concentrate at least 30-page writing in a day. this will lead to success. There must be 2 or 3 friends, not many. Discuss each topic with the 3 students. They will also discuss. Concentrate on discussion, clarity of thought. What is what? You take the name of economist, which year they have got Nobel Prize. At present, large number of teachers and scholars got Nobel Prize in economics. Their contents, make a list of that. You will find out weather condition change, climate change, Nobel Prize winner economist, monetary policy, Nobel Prize economist, fiscal policy, Nobel Prize economist. So, their conditions. And another is Indians, which are Nobel Prize winner economists, their contents must be read and discussed. That what is difference between Indian economist getting Nobel Prize? What are their objectives? What are their conception? This must be prepared by you and have a diary of Indian economist getting Nobel Prize. Whether he is not Indian, now they are American but their base was Indian. And then you must concentrate on at least 1 or 2 books in your life. For example, Adam Smith book, Wealth of Nation, or Principles of Economics, Alfred Marshall, or Principle of Welfare Economics of A.C. Pigou, or The General Theory of Employment, Test and Money by Jenkins, or one book, Samuelson's Economics. Any one you choose. For interview, they will ask you that which book you like most. If you have read Samuelson's Economics, worldwide it is sold. Just like Marshall's book, Principles of Economics, worldwide sold. In Patna University, questions are asked from book, Marshall's book, Principles of Economics. Every student had their original copy. Nowadays, its price is very, very low. You can get it from Flipkart. You must have one book whom you have read 100%. In talk, while discussing in interview, you can claim that I have written this, I have read this book 100%. Principles of Economics. You will be surprised to note that Robertson, Cambridge Economics, D.H. Roberts, I was influenced by his statement. D.H. Robertson says that he has read Alfred Marshall book, Principles of Economics, 15 times. And many new things he covered in 15th time. Focus in your mind. Dimensions for further research. Critical analysis. I'm not pressing that you read it, but I'm pressing to read at least one book if you are postgraduate in economics. If you are graduate in economics, you decide Marshall's book, Adam Smith book, Keynes book, Samuelson book, J.R. Hicks, Value and Capital, written in 1939. You will be surprised that Paul Samuelson had written a research paper in 1938 on revealed preference theory. In 1939, J.R. Hicks published indifference curve in his book Value and Capital. Who is senior in writing? 1 year senior. Rebuild Preference was published in 1938 and Indifference Curve, Value and Capital published in 1939. Nobel Prize was given to Paul Samuelson. And then in 1970. And then in 1972, J.R. Hicks got Nobel Prize. You will be surprised to note that John Maynard Keynes' name was recommended for Nobel Prize for Peace because he was one of the members of Peace Committee of Second World War. In Peace Committee of Second World War, John Maynard Keynes was one of the members. He did not sign Treaty of Versailles. He objected that such a huge punishment should not be given to Germany only. And therefore, for Peace Prize, there were several Germans placed their request to Nobel Committee that consider John Maynard Keynes for Peace Prize, Nobel Prize in Peace. But that was not accepted by the Nobel Committee. But John Maynard Keynes' name was placed. Likewise, Mahatma Gandhi's name was published for Nobel Prize for Peace. But he died because of bomb attack, shooting him by some person. And Nobel Prize of that year, if you will go to Switzerland, you will find out that this year was kept blank because only live person can get Nobel Prize and receive it. But the Mahatma Gandhi died before the celebration. So that prize was kept vacant. No other person were selected for that. So these are the things which happen. Thank you very much for watching this video. Now we will have regular topics in coming time. Happy New Year.